Ace Bailey looks to win Rookie of the Year this year as he is possibly the next Kevin Durant. What makes Ace Bailey so great is the fact that he can create his own shot. And on this play, he will catch on the left wing and realize how much space he has down the left lane line. He will take that space, and as he's going to spin back, he will catch his defender off balance. And this is the key to his game, because the second you come off balance is the second he will demolish you and get any shot he wants, because now we look at how he's able to shoot over the top with his 6'10 frame. And now, even help side can't even recover to contest the shot. So he shoots right over the top and gets an easy jumper in the mid-range. To start this next action, we will see a ball screen, but Ace Bailey's actually working away from the ball with Nurkic setting a down screen for him. And I think this is an interesting development if you're a Utah Jazz fan, because it almost makes it seem as if Ace Bailey will get a lot of play calls for him to create shots. Now, Ace Bailey can create shots on his own, but this makes me think with the play creation as well, he could average 25 points in his rookie season. I don't know if this is how the play was supposed to be ran, but it's almost like an unorganized horns play or a screen the roller type of play, because Ace Bailey sets a screen for Nurkic before Nurkic goes to set up the initial ball screen. But then Ace Bailey turns to screen the roll man, which is Nurkic's guy, but Nurkic pops, in this case makes Ace Bailey the roll man, and becomes the beneficiary and gets the dunk under the basket. Now, I am well aware that Lauri Markkanen is not on the floor, so we'll have to see how the play calling is, but so far I like the coaching style of disguising plays to get Ace Bailey open. Another great action to start initial offense or even just to get an off-ball scorer open is a floppy set. And now, generally speaking, this is what they run here, which is a 1-4 flat. So the four guys are flat along the baseline, and then there's usually an inward screen coming from the corners. And the other guard that starts in the corner kind of wraps around to get to the left block and then tries to set a screen for Ace Bailey. But the real screen comes from Nurkic again from that left corner spot. And Ace Bailey gets a wide open three. Ends up missing, which is where he's going to have to show some growth this season, is his consistency from range. But off the miss, he gets a mid-range jumper, which is his bread and butter. Another exciting offensive development for him is moving off the ball. And I'm not talking just because of play calls, but doing it within the motion offense. And here we get to see it as he fakes a cut, then goes out to the three-point line and takes a shot. Now, he makes the shot here. I'm excited for this because it adds another level to his game. And I'm honestly hoping that this is what sets him apart from what people already know, because everybody knows he is a shot creator at heart. But hear me out, because the most interesting development is not on the offensive side of the ball. He is guarding Kevin Durant on this play, which we consider the most elite scorer of all time in some cases, and he fights through the off-ball screen to get a steal and go out in transition for a three-pointer. Once again, I love seeing defensive potential being shown in little flashes in this preseason so far, because Ace Bailey on that side of the ball I think would be dominant due to his size, but also it creates easy offense as we see here. But we're seeing a lot of off-ball actions that he's guarding, and guarding well. I would like to see what he can do on the ball next. If you would like a further breakdown on Ace Bailey and the Utah Jazz potential this season, go check out Beehive Sports Report on this past Thursday's episode on October 9th. Now back to the action. We see another action here which looked to be like a zoom action at first, but then Nurkic doesn't give the handoff. Instead, he throws the cut pass, which frees up Ace Bailey in the corner because his help side defender had to crash on the cut. And of course, if you wanted to see Ace Bailey as a part of that action, you get to see it here. And I think the big importance of this play is that there's a lot of dribble handoffs and ball screens we've been seeing through this video. And when you don't actually hand the ball off, you're forcing the defender to play over the top, freeing up cuts like this one. Now, after all this time, we finally get to see a zoom action. And it will be set up by a Nurkic down screen leading Ace Bailey to the wing, but it's really to get Nurkic the ball in the mid-post. So Walter Clayton Jr. will then set an off-ball screen for Ace Bailey on the left wing, and then he runs off of this one just to go right into a dribble handoff with Nurkic to get an open mid-range jumper. And this action is so common and works so well because of how fast it makes the defense react. And sometimes it's just easier to keep things simple. Ace Bailey just runs off a flare screen, giving himself a one dribble pull-up in the mid-range. And listen, man, I know it's preseason, you're not playing against the top dogs the whole time. He logged 39 minutes in this game in an OT game in preseason, had 20 points. But you can see a lot of these 20 points are coming off of off-ball screens. Another down screen. But tell me this is not a disgusting high-level move for a rookie. A punch dribble into a step-back three-pointer. Now, watching it back in real time, see how fast this really happens to get the defender off balance and shooting over the top again. The last and final development as a player so far that he will need to grow into is his playmaking ability. And I know it's just preseason again. However, it's still an important moment in the game, late fourth quarter, in a situation where Ace Bailey could be the best player and a guy that gets doubled in a scenario like this. So with the clock running down and having no open shot, him being able to make the slide-off pass to Hendricks under the basket is very important to note. Ace Bailey will have an immediate impact, but also pose immediate problems for opposing teams. I would like somebody to challenge me on why Ace Bailey cannot be this guy, Kevin Durant. They both have same physicals in regards to being 6'10 plus, shooting over the top of smaller defenders because of the position they play. They can be impactful on the defensive end of the court as time evolves. Like Kevin Durant has in his career, Ace Bailey can do the same. Ace Bailey didn't quite shoot as good from three in his college career as Kevin Durant averaged 26 points per game on about 40% from three, and Ace Bailey was about 17, 18 points per game on 34% from three. This is about the player development that I was talking about, which I believe Ace Bailey's shooting mechanics allow for this. It's not like he has some goofy way of shooting. The NBA trainers can help him out. I have no doubt that he will eventually become a 3-level scorer, and if he extends his range like Kevin Durant, it's just icing on the cake on this comparison. Now, that was his ceiling, so let's talk about his floor, which I believe is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram has struggled a little bit to increase his range as well, as he is a midi maestro, but he's still been impactful, and he's still a star player. He's a max contract type of player that can still put the ball in the hoop efficiently. So it doesn't hurt to have a guy like Brandon Ingram on your squad, right? So if that's your floor, I think the Utah Jazz are doing just fine. That'll do it for another episode of Court Vision, a Life in the Stands production. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and go rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as that helps us the most. And Utah fans, you have a lot to be excited about. But remember, the film never lies.